Hey everybody, sorry if there's any noise in the background here, can't be helped. Doing this from my home, so just moving on with the Corregidor forces. Intruder, I already did the dark grey on him I wanted because I don't like to waste paint, and so I did that whilst I was doing the Wildcats. And I'm just about to start doing the dark green black also. Don't know if you think it's any good or not. I've got loads of ninjas. I've got over 100. I've got about 120, 130 odd of them. So I thought I'd use spare ninjas as camo tokens and as toe camouflage markers, thermoptic camouflage markers. So I'm going to paint them up in camouflage so that you can match up with that. I'll do different sets for different groups. So I'm going to crack on with this and I'll show you every step of the way as per usual. Catch you in a bit. I'm back. So green is done. All the green I want blocked in on that guy. Just checking. There you go. All green. Okay, all the green is done. There you go. Moving on to a heavy violet. Using the same colour scheme as before. The other guys. Also, just blocked in a ninja green. Old school ninja. 1985 GW true 25mm. What can I say? I have a full set. I have dupes though, so I'm using the dupes for this. Hope you like the idea, and I'll get back to you once I've blocked in the purple. I'm going to use the purple to start marking up the camouflage on the camouflage marker as well, so that I have camouflage markers that match the colour schemes of my troops. See you in a mo. So next, just going to be blocking in the heavy blue grey. It's only going to take a few seconds, so just to show you this. The differences between this and when I've been painting the Wildcats is the Wildcats I was leaving gaps and go out to square one, whereas on this guy I'm actually just heavily blocking everything in. I want them to be a bit more painted, for want of a better word. The Wildcats are, they're grunts, they don't. I mean, it is Infinity, so it's a small model count. There's only so much time. I do hope you think that they were reasonably good. I'd like to think I did a good job on them, but so yeah, I'm much more heavy-handed with this. Just getting everything. I'm just looking at good coverage more than anything, so I get a decent opacity layer. The other thing I'm just going to block in with grey is things that I want to go sort of white. So that like his earpieces up here. Don't mean to be really quiet, it just seems to happen when I'm painting. I'm in two minds, one mind which is with you, another mind which is right here doing nothing but this. As you can see, don't have to be too fussy. In fact, the contrary is probably true. The other thing I'm going to be doing with this is I will be using this on this guy. As you can see, it's will start just blocking in camouflage pattern all over. I'm actually not going to paint any details, it's going to be a camouflage highlight job. Just to make it just clear that it is a marker and not an in-game playing piece. Although, can you imagine I could play like, I don't know, 25 points each. Yeah. I could play a big ninja clan. I could do a lot of points. I don't know, 4 ninjas is 100 points. Yeah, I could do a lot of points. I could probably hit several thousand points worth of ninja, which could be quite funny. I don't think it'd be very fair on who I was playing against though. You know, only Wabanias and Shikami. I've been seriously thinking about. Well, I've only just started number crunching, right? So the forces that I've gotten, hopefully you've had a look at. They are bare minimum, and they have tags. Now, I love tags. That's why I'm buying them. But unfortunately, I can't emphasise this enough. Not points effective. Well, in my head, they're not really. I think they'd be points effective if you were, say, playing large games. When I say large games, I mean bigger than is actually recommended for Infinity, like outside of tournament conditions, really. If you had tag armies as such, where you had, I don't know, maybe even 1,000 points aside, you know, like real big forces, tags might then become valid, especially if you are still running limited availability on anything. Although you might find Pano has a ridiculous OP-ness then, because they have, I think they have the widest number of tags available to them. Although, having said that, a Corregidor jurisdictional force with a shed load of geckos could be entertaining. Maybe if you did 1,000 points, you should every 500 points should have the availability cap of a standard army list. Don't know. It's just a thought I've been having. By the way, as I've been number crunching, I've realised that it's important to have cheap troops, cheap infantry. I can see why there's a lot of remotes used in tournament lists. They are highly cost effective. It doesn't mean they're the best troops, but you know, 25 points for a 360 degree fire, like, what's it called? It's gone, total reaction, that's the one. HMG is pretty phenomenal. Considering that total reactions, I'm going to have to touch that up in a minute, how it acts. Sorry, I have very unsteady hands today. So yeah, and I'm going to also, I'll use the dregs of this grey, so I've actually put quite a lot out for myself, or more than I needed, to carry on the camouflage on this guy. I'm going to try and tear the camouflage up till it's pretty. Camouflage is very difficult. It's not very difficult, it's difficult to get it to look really good. I mean, I've been looking at camouflage patterns and how they function and such forth. Yeah, so that's just that guy grade up. I'm just going to do the camo on the other guy and I'll get back to you in a moment. So here is all the grey applied onto the ninja camo marker as well. Like I say, I'm not great at doing camouflage. I find it just takes an awful long time to get it right. You need to get quite a lot of dense pattern. I think there's going to be one, maybe two more colours to go on this. Just about to move on to the white on the Intruder. I might just put a little bit of white on the camouflage of on the camo marker. But see, I should have done this. I'm not sure whether I should have done this yet. This is a particularly hard decision because these little dots are teeny weeny, and I do want to get some paint into them. Those of you who actually bother to paint eyes properly, God, they're a nightmare, aren't they? Especially when I mean, I don't know, some people will go for black pupils as well. When I'm painting eyes, I tend to go for, pick an eye colour, an iris colour, and I'll blob in that colour rather than blobbing in a pupil. However, when you see those people that actually shade the eyes, yeah, you people blow me away. You're amazing. On the other hand, no pun intended, oh, blob in pupil, that's about it. Ugh, I'm really fucking this up. Pardon my English. Actually, that's not quite as bad as I thought. Okay. This is an interesting model because it has this sort of lopsided eye thing going on. I'm not quite sure why, whether it's just an aesthetic thing they've gone for. Again, just so I've kind of chosen the thing I'm not sure about is whether this is, I mean, it shows there that the eye is luminescent in the way that I would expect of a mechanical eye, so I assume it just has the visors made. Maybe it's your fear factor. Intruder is meant to be a scary bugger. You know, a bit of a well, it's not toe camouflage, it's just a camouflage marker, but a bit of a predator. I am going to differentiate between toe and camouflage markers. Like camouflage, I'll paint camouflage patterns on, whereas toe markers, I'll paint them like as if they were ghosts. I'll paint them all white, and then including the base, and then depending on the faction I will ink it according to faction colour and sort of dry brush it, or base coat it, dry brush it, and then ink it, give it that kind of ghostly quality. That way I'll have different coloured toe camouflage markers for different factions, and that'll make them clearly identifiable on the table whilst allowing me to have miniatures. I have thought about getting a load of those you know, sort of transparent, like the acrylic I'm using for the bases, but cut into silhouettes. I've seen some of those about. I've seen the company that makes them, can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. But no. I decided I have a glut of ninjas. I'll never need that many ninjas. I mean, honestly. Are you ever going to need 120 ninjas all at once? Very, very unlikely. Unless you're playing some kind of... well, unless you're specifically creating a game to play with 120 ninjas. Which isn't impossible. I don't know if any of you remember Weird West. I can't remember what it's called. It's like one of the very first steampunk games. Set in the Weird West. It's kind of the ones that triggered off the whole Weird West, and then they went on to do Weird War 2 and Weird War 1, and the sort of idea of steampunk, Weird War, kind of 50s super sci-fi, all sort of stems from that. I can't remember what it's called though, but I did use whole ninja clans for that to great effect, where I discovered that a gajillion really cheap melee units actually wholesale slaughtered armies that use guns, because armies that use guns had to pay for the guns, and I didn't, and that kind of made me giggle quite a lot. Am I going to add what? I don't think I'm going to add what. I think the grey is as light as I want to go on this guy, so I'm just going to call it that for the minute. I will put another colour on this guy, but just for the minute, this guy is essentially base coated. It's separated out all the details. You notice that I've been a bit more like blockier with the paint. It's because I'm going to be a bit more process driven in the defining section. Having said that, just gonna quickly, because you're probably shouting at me, he missed his cheek. I didn't miss his cheek, I just was ignoring it for the moment. So yeah, this just needs cutting back in. But not that much of it, because that is actually okay, I'm a numpty. I have got some grey paint here still. I am just going to cut this straight in because I can, and I'm not really fussed about pigment mixing at the moment because it's going to get picked out into white anyway. But yeah, so that's that all sorted. Right, cheers everybody, take care, and I hope this is some use to you. Goodbye.